Hey, what's up, guys? We are back with NFL Week 2. I know this is super late to do my Week 2 picks, but I wasn't feeling great yesterday, so I had to kind of, not do my predictions yesterday. I didn't, I don't want to give a bad video, because I wasn't feeling well. So I'm back. Before we get into it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump on into it. I'm gonna go through these picks pretty quick. I'm not gonna spend too much time with each game, but tonight we have the Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. I'm expecting this to be an awesome game. I mean, first 2 weeks of the season, starting off with awesome Thursday night games. I'm excited. Game kicks off in little less than an hour and a half, and I'm stoked. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Kansas City Chiefs. However, they did announce that J.C. Jackson for the Chargers will be active, so that is very, very big. That's gonna help the Chargers defense a lot. Um, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers pulled it off. But for right now, I'm going Chiefs. Week 2, we have the Patriots at Steelers. This is a tough one because the Steelers don't have TJ Watt this week. He's on injured reserve for at least 4 weeks. I believe it's going to be closer to 6, if I'm not mistaken, but at least 4. Um, the Patriots didn't really show a lot of promise week 1, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and predict the Steelers this week. I think they can get a good win against the Patriots and start 2-0. I really do. Week 3, I'm going to go ahead and go the Colts all the way. I expect Jonathan Taylor to have a huge game. Michael Pittman, I'm expecting to have a good game. Yeah, Colts bouncing back from a very bad week 1 performance. Then we have the Jets at Browns. I'm expecting a lot of running in this game from both sides. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Browns. I mean, I think they're a much better team than the Jets, especially where the Jets don't have Zach Wilson right now. You know, I yeah, I'm just overall going to go with the Browns. I think they're a better team. I think they'll be able to run on the Jets just as well, if not better, than they did the Panthers. Um, this next game, Dolphins at Ravens. I expect this to be a really good game, actually. Last time these two teams played, the Dolphins pulled off an upset win. They were blitzing a lot. They brought up a lot of really good blitzing formulas and hit home quite a bit. Um, I expect them to do quite a bit of that in this game as well. The Dolphins definitely have better weapons now as well. I'm trying to decide which one of these teams to go with though. I think since it's in Baltimore and with how much healthier their team is, you know, this year as opposed to last time they played, I'm going to go Ravens. I could very well see the Dolphins pulling it off. That's not a game I would bet on by any means, but I'm going to go ahead and predict the Ravens here. Um, this next game, I'm going to get a lot of hate. I'm predicting the upset. I think Davis Mills is set to have a really good year, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Davis Mills ends up having the best year 2 out of any of the, second year quarterbacks. Honestly. He's looking really good. He performed really well against the Colts. And honestly, I think the Colts have a better defense than the Broncos, if I'm being completely honest. Um, Russell Wilson, I didn't think looked incredible against the Seahawks either. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm going with the Texans here. Then we have the Titans at Bills. I'm gonna go Bills all the way. I I have a hard time betting against the Bills at all this year. They are a really good team. They have an insanely good defense and a very very good offense as well. Um, there's really not a real weak spot on their team right now. Um, I like the Bills to get a pretty big win in this game. Then we have AFC against NFC games. We have the Cardinals traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders. Cardinals are a team that I've said all off season I think are pretty overrated. Um, I think they have a very overrated defense. Um, I think their weapons are overrated, and especially with DeAndre Hopkins suspended still, I'm not in love with their weapons. They don't have an insanely good offensive line. I think Kyler Murray is a little bit overrated now as well. So I'm just not in love with the Cardinals this year. Raiders, I think, have a lot of promise. I like a lot of their defensive pieces. I like their Devontae Adams trade as well. I'm going Raiders. Then we have the Bengals at Cowboys. If Dak was healthy, I would consider this, a more competitive game, and it'd be harder for me to predict. But where he's not healthy, I'm going Bengals. I'm going Bengals all the way. So going off to the NFC only games, we have the Bucks going to New Orleans to take on the Saints. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Saints until I see the Bucks, you know, beat the Saints. With Tom Brady, I'm I've got kind of a hard time predicting the Bucks to win that matchup. The Saints have had their number since Tom Brady has been there, and this year I don't know that I really see it changing at all. I really don't. I think the Bucks are a better team overall, but the Saints just know the formula for defeating the Bucks. Then we have the Panthers at Giants. Giants, I believe 3-point favorites over the Panthers. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Panthers. I think they will do better at stopping the run this week than they did against the Browns. I think the Browns' offensive line is way better than the Giants, and it gave Nick Chubb a much better opportunity to run the ball. I think they'll have better gap control against the Giants' offensive line, and I don't think Saquon Barkley's going to have the same type of lanes to run that he did against the Titans. I still expect him to have a solid game. I'm thinking like 70 to 80, maybe up to 90 rushing yards, but I'm not expecting another crazy 160 rushing yard game. Or I guess 180, I believe is what he had. Um, yeah, he's going to be solid, but they're going to, I believe, contain him enough to win the game. So I'm going Panthers. Um, then we have Washington at Detroit. Washington had a good week 1 win. They looked good against the Jaguars, but again, it is the Jaguars. Right now, I kind of think they are, honestly, I think they're my worst team in the league, if I'm being completely honest. I haven't been super impressed with Trevor Lawrence. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Jags. And honestly, I think the Lions fight a lot harder than the Jaguars do. I really like the Detroit Lions this year. I don't think they're a playoff team yet, but they're going to be competitive, and I think this is a game that the Lions win. Next game, Falcons showed some promise against the Saints. They really did. The first 3 quarters of that Falcons Saints game, they made the Saints look pedestrian. Really good performance by the Falcons there. But then they blew it. They blew a really, really big lead. And they're not going to be able to do that type of stuff against the Rams, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and predict the Rams to win this. I'm not sure why it's there we go. I don't know why it wasn't selecting for a minute. Then we have the Seahawks at 49ers. I hear that this is expected to be another super rainy game. It's not going to be quite as bad as the Chicago game, but it's still supposed to be bad weather. With Elijah Mitchell on injured reserve and a questionable Trey Lance performance, I'm not sure how much I really trust the 49ers here. Geno Smith looked really good week 1. Rashad Penny I thought looked solid. Not incredible, but I thought he looked solid. The Seahawks O-line was pretty decent as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go Seahawks here. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Seahawks here. Um, I'm sorry I can't go Bears over Packers. Um, I know Aaron Rodgers had a bad week 1 performance, but like he said last year, he owns the Bears. I'm sorry. I cannot predict the Bears to win that matchup. Then the other Monday night game, Vikings at Eagles. I'm excited for this matchup. Um, two of my higher rated NFC teams taking on each other in this game. Vikings did really, really well against the Packers. Um, but I also expect the Eagles to be a really, really good team this year. I think since it's in Philadelphia, I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles, with their home field advantage. But this is going to be a good game. I think if the Vikings can run the ball well and not have to rely so heavily on their receivers, I think they can win the game. Um, if the Eagles can keep them one dimensional so that they have to throw the ball, I think it's going to be a really, really close game and the Eagles win. But if the Vikings have their way running the ball, I think the Vikings win. So I think Eagles go ahead and contain the run pretty well and get a win. But again, this is one I could see it going either way. But let me know what you think of these week 2 predictions. I'm sure there's games you disagree with. My biggest upset of the week is Texans over Broncos. I'm calling it right now. I really think it could happen. But smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Later.